morning, Girl Scouts! Miss Katie and Miss Nilla here, ready to start our day with you and read our next story. Today we are reading Gerri's story. It's a story about playing by the rules, and it says here that when I've earned my Gerri petal, I will know how to respect authority, just like Gerri the Geranium. Here is our cover. So I hope you guys are well rested and ready to start your day. Just settle in and we'll enjoy this together. Okay, to earn your Gerri petal, do these three things. It says, 1, enjoy Gerri's story and then talk about it. 2, visit someone who has authority in your community, such as a police officer, a firefighter, or your school principal. We will need to adapt this step because of COVID-19, so we can talk about this at the end of our story. And step 3 is practice respecting authority. Okay, this is Gerri's story, playing by the rules. Make sure you guys can see. Beep, beep, beep. Lupe honked the horn of her pedal-powered car. Time to go to school, she called out. I'm driving everyone today. The flower friends rushed out of the daisy flower garden and climbed into the car. Fasten your seatbelt, Lupe reminded everyone. But the flower friends were too busy giggling and joking with each other to pay attention. Hey everybody, we need to listen to Lupe, Gerri said. She's our driver and she's just trying to make sure we're safe. You're right, Gerri, Clover said. The rest of the flower friends nodded and fastened their seatbelts. But before they had gone 3 blocks, Rosie told a joke that made Mary and Zinnie a fit of giggles. Tula and Sunny started singing their favorite song as loudly as they could. And Vi pulled out a drawing she had made for class and began waving it in the air for the others to see. Please, Lupe said, I have to focus on my driving. Once again, no one heard her. Gerri clapped to get their attention. Lupe asked us to be quiet, she said. It's important that we follow her rules while we're in the car. That's right, Lupe said, and it's the same way that I have to follow the rules of the road, like stopping at a stop sign. A few minutes later, they arrived at Petal Elementary School. The flower friends walked up the sidewalk to where the crossing guard stood. Please wait until I tell you it's safe to walk, she said. We will, Gerri said. We know it's your job to make sure we wait until cars are stopped before crossing the street. That's right, the crossing guard said. I'm glad you understand that our rules keep you safe. She looked up to the street. Then she looked down the street. Then she held up her sign and told the drivers to stop their cars. Okay, flower friends, she said, it's your turn to go. Thanks for waiting. See what happens. The flower friends walked into Petal Elementary School. Mrs. Evergreen, the principal, stood at the door. She smiled at all the students moving past her. I'm glad no one is running in the halls, she said. I would be upset if any of my students slipped and fell down. After all, I want you to learn and have fun while you're at school, and you can't do that if you're hurt. We know, the flower friends called out. We'll be careful. As they went to their classroom, Gerri added, and I know that we'll make a great day today. The end. So that's a good ending. There's Mrs. Evergreen. Okay, so let's talk about it. So step 1, talk about Gerri's story. Why do you think Lupe has rules for people who ride in her car? Well, I would say Lupe in that situation was not the trusted adult. She was the one in charge in that moment because she was driving. She was responsible for keeping everyone safe. So I think she probably enforced rules for the safety of her passengers as well as to take responsibility for her own actions, because if someone was to have gotten hurt while they were in her car, that wouldn't have been a good thing, right? How do you think Lupe felt when the other flower friends did what she asked them to do? Well, again, I think that as the responsible driver in that situation, I think it probably made Lupe feel respected. Whoops. And it probably made her feel good to know that her friends respected her rules because her friends knew that her rules were there to keep them safe. And again, I think it's a matter of trusting each other and respecting each other. So I think when her friends listened to her about, being calmer in the car, that probably made her feel good. What other times did the flower friends show that they respected authority? So I noticed this a couple of times throughout the book. So let's see. When they were talking to the crossing guard told them, please wait until I tell you it's safe to walk. And they did so perfectly. They listened, they waited, they were patient. Drop your toy. So that was definitely a time where they respected authority. Another time that they respected authority is when Mrs. Evergreen was mentioning, please don't run in the halls. I would hate it if you got hurt at school, because then you wouldn't be able to learn effectively. And they said, nope, we understand. We will not run in the halls, and thank you so much for reminding us. So they, I think, learned a lesson from Lupe's little drive over, and they remained respectful throughout the day. So that was pretty good. Okay, so this was step 2. Visit someone who has authority in your community, such as a police officer, a firefighter, or your school principal. Now, again, this is kind of a weird time. There's certain things that we can and can't do. So I am going to say to talk about this step with either your troop leader or your trusted adult in your Girl Scout group, and see what you guys feel comfortable doing, and maybe find an alternative. If you guys need help finding an alternative, you can email us and I can give you some other ideas, but I'm going to leave that step up to you guys, because I want you to stay safe and healthy. So we'll see on that step. Step 3, practice respecting authority. And again, you can do this in lots of ways. You don't have to just do this at school. You can absolutely do it at home when you're with your parents or with your caregivers or with your troop leaders. A big part of respecting authority is listening. And if it's hard, if you find yourself having trouble respecting authority, try to ask the question of, why do these things exist? Why do you think these rules are here? Because most of the time, a rule is set in place to keep you safe. So hopefully that will help you to understand the rules, and then you'll feel more motivated to actually follow them. Okay, so here's just a couple of ideas. It says, with your Daisy friends and adult volunteer, talk about the rules that you follow in your meetings, and how the rules help you to have more fun. So that's a great conversation you guys can have. Talk to your family about the rules you all agree to follow and why they're important. You guys can write a list and draw a little picture next to each rule to remind you of what they are. I love that. And then step 3, again, find out about people who are authorities in your community, draw a picture of them. So maybe you could do some research about the people that are in your community that help to enact rules versus actually visiting them right now. You could save that step for later, but you can just, get on the internet with some help of a trusted parent or adult and learn about the authorities in your community. I think that would be a great alternative. Okay, so that is our Good Morning Girl Scout, Gerri's story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Nilla definitely did. I will see you guys soon. I hope you have a great day. Take these lessons with you and have a great week. Bye.